Hello guys, today we are going to talk about arrays. So let's see what is it exactly and how to work with them. So first of all, what is it? An array is a special data structure that allows us to store multiple values of the same type, this is very important, under one dedicated variable. That variable would be created in specific way, so I'll show you how to create this. And what else? We can treat this as, a simple box of values, but remember, of the same type. So if you've got integers, we can put to that box only integers. If you've got strings, only strings. If you've got doubles, only doubles. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, what else? It's good to know that there are 1, 2, 3 or multi-dimensional arrays also. But today we are going to focus on one-dimensional arrays only, because we want to, get familiar with that, understand how it works and how to use it. So today we are going to talk about basics of an array. Okay, let's understand an array. So a few general things about array. Here we've got an example. Open curly brackets and close curly bracket, and inside we've got the numbers which create our array. Those elements, those numbers, are separated by commas. It's very important because we need to separate each element. So that's the basic. The second crucial thing is that each element, each number has its own index. Index is a simply like an address, right? So if we would like to get value number 1, we need to refer to index 0. If you want number 3, we need to refer to index 2, and so on. So this is very important, and I'll show you later how to do this. The next crucial thing here is that indices in array start always from 0, right? When you create an array, the first element is always under index 0. So this is very important. The next thing, very important also, you can get a length, size, whatever of an array by name of array dot length property. And that's all. You can store it in separate variables, for instance. And the last thing, sometimes useful, you can get the last index of array by length minus 1. Okay, let's understand now how to create an array. Basically, we've got two ways. The first is as follows. First of all, we need to provide a type as for standard variable. Then we need to provide square brackets to indicate that it's an array. Next point is a name of our array and assignment marks. Next one is new keyword. New keyword is very important here because it's allocate the certain space for our array. It's calculate base type, so we need to provide again, and in square brackets we need to provide a size of our array. So this is very important. Okay, so in that way we created an array. And what's more, it's good to know that for integer type int arrays, by default the array is filled with zeros. Okay, for other types there are another default values, but for integers are zeros. So that's important. So if you would like to change the values in the cells, you need to refer to each of them. So to do that, you need to provide name of your array, and then in square brackets provide of the index, and then by assignment marks provide your own value, in this example 11, and do the same for each of them. The second way of creating an array is very simple. We provide again a type, then square brackets, a name, and assignment mark, And then in curly brackets, we provide our elements separated by commas. And that's all. We don't need to here provide any new keyword, any integer again, the type, or any size, because this is known from the context. Okay, so that's all here. Okay, the last thing here, let's learn how to get element from an array. I've prepared here an array, and to get the element from that array, we need to provide a name of that array and in square brackets an index of a certain value. And we can store simply to a variable and then print it out, and that's all. Okay, so let's go to practice. Okay, so let's start with creating an array. First way, we need to provide a type for our array, then square brackets and name, let's say grades, assignment mark, and now new keyword, int square brackets, and remember about types, about size, let's say 4, semicolon in the end, and that's all. And here we've got an array initialized by default with zeros, and we can check this out. So how to print it out? We've got few ways how to print it out. The most obvious is by simple cout grades and refer to each of index manually. So first one, second, and the last one. Let's print it out, let's see. And as you see, we've got zeros by default. Okay, but let's assign our own values here. Let's say grades, and we again need to refer to each of cell, and by assigning mark, we provide our own values. Let's 4, 5, 2, and 3. Let's say something like this, and run this again. And as you see, we've got elements here. Maybe I put a cout here, and let's say grades. Okay, that's fine. What else? Let's see maybe another example, and let's do this in second way. Okay, so let's create maybe double square brackets, let's say temps, not temperatures, and as you remember, curly brackets, and inside we need to provide the values, the elements of certain type. In that particular case, it should be doubles. So let's say 36.4 D, 37.0, 38.9. Okay, and remember about semicolon in the end. And that's all. We don't need to provide any new keyword, any type again, because this is understood from the context. And we don't need to provide a size, because this is also known from the context. The compiler can count the elements here and allocate the proper space, amount of space. Okay, let's see the second way how to print it out. I just print here that it's doubles. So temps, and here we can use a for loop, right? So int e equals 0. So we start from index 0 here, okay? Then e smaller than the length, right? Temps length. Length is 3, right? So the smaller one is the 2, right? And that's correct because we start counting from 0, 1, 2. Okay, so that's correct. The last element will be printed out also. And we increment by 1 and print it out. Cout and temps, and we pass I variable. Okay, that's correct. Let's check this out. Okay, as you see, it's correct. It's fine. But one exception here, one mistake, very often mistake. Let's see what happens if we cross the size of an array. We know that we've got here 3 elements. The last element is under index 2. But what if we refer to another, the higher, the greater index? Let's check this out. I put here the 5 maybe, and let's see what happens here. Oh no, we've got an error, exception. Array index out of bounds exception. This is very important. Index 3 out of bounds exception. So the loop tried to refer to index 3 and it doesn't find the value there because it's only 3 elements. The last again is under index 2. So that's mistake, and please remember about that. I go back here to temps length, and now it's correct again.